In this video, I'm going to share with you how we turn 35 minutes into $35,000. And for those of you who did the math, that is a $60,000 an hour pay rate. So that by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what systems you need to implement to do the same thing. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. So getting started, you could see right here, there's the $35,000 profit. The other check is a different check from a deal that we actually did do a case study on, which you can find linked in the description below. But for this one, $35K in 35 minutes, let's blow that up and you can see the $35,000 there. And if you're thinking, well, what is that? investortools.us/SMS-marketing. Apparently capitalization matters too. You can check out and using the same system that we did to get this deal if you go there. But I want to give you some of the details before we get into the conversation and then how we closed the deal and sold the deal so quickly. And that is to say that this lead came from a tax lien list. It was $5,000 or less in terms of what the lien amount was, and it also was a list that included the criteria for 20 years of ownership or less. We pulled it from Property Radar again, which continues to crush it for us, as well as Launch Control. That is the SMS platform as far as marketing that we used, which again, you can find linked below right there at investortools.us/SMS marketing. A little bit about this conversation and what we had in this conversation. You may be able to see the date right here is 8/18/2021. Even though this was more of a recently closed deal, much like another case study that we did, we put them in a drip follow-up. But notice right here, the response to, "Hi, want to inquire if your house at the address is available for sale. I'm looking to buy some houses in your area," to which this lead responded, "No." That's a learning lesson, so you can continue to keep the faith, as it were, with these types of marketing efforts. A no can turn into a yes because time changes circumstance. What we continue to do, as you can see here, is follow up. We said, "Hi Chris, I just wanted to quickly follow up." This was all automated, by the way, including the first one. That was just a template that was already loaded up into Launch Control, and it had all of the brackets or bracers already filled in with the information automatically when we just clicked a bunch of buttons as we were sending out batches. And then this one, we just put him in a drip campaign since he said no, and you can see from 9/18/2021, there were a couple others that were sent out until 2/22/22, which was the day that this then became the 35-minute wholesale deal once we got him on the phone right here. And he was responding from one of the drip campaigns, and this could have continued, but it didn't happen to, because he said to the response to, "Hey Chris, I hate to be a bother and respect your time, but are you still interested in having a quick call about your property? Let me know either way." Now understand that in context that really doesn't make sense, because previously you can see that he did say no. However, the auto responding, the auto drip campaigns that we set up just happened to be that, and then he said, "Not now, I'm at work." Clearly this shows you that something's changed, as opposed to him just flat out saying, "No, I already told you no, please take me off your list." Which of course it happens, right? It's probably happened to you and it probably will continue. But then we just asked, "Will you be available this week?" Possibly later. Now we took that to mean that he would possibly be available later this week, but decided to call as soon as we said, "We'll try to text you first. Is there any reason that you're selling?" So we literally picked up the phone and called him 2/22/22 at just after 5 p.m. And then we got him on the phone, and apparently he was interested in selling at that time because time changed circumstances for him. So the learning lessons here are threefold. Number one, no can mean yes as time changes. The second is speed is key. You need to get them on the phone as fast as absolutely possible. And number three, leverage the technology that eliminates trading as much time for dollars as possible, because we wouldn't be able to say with an integrity this was 35K in 35 minutes or $60,000 an hour if we were the ones that actually had to manually send out all of these text messages, but we didn't have to because we were leveraging Launch Control. And there's one more learning lesson to share with you about this particular deal that really expedited us getting the contract done for wholesaling this to our end buyer. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute, But I wanted to mention that if you're interested in modeling this exact same system, you can just click investortools.us, that URL that you see in the description, or you can just type it in. Remember, capitalization actually matters for some reason. In addition, we have a done for you setup that we're actually discounting by 75% for those who sign up before the end of this month. So that's just a call to action to say, if you're on the fence and you're trying to shop for text message marketing platforms, we have significant reviews, not just trainings, on Launch Control, so that you can replicate what we are doing so that you can get the same results, and that's the whole point. So moving on, let's talk about exactly how we got this deal sold so quickly once we got it under contract. And that is the number one key for wholesaling properties, and it is the biggest learning lesson: build your buyers list. I want to give you a little insight on the buyers list information, because I just had a live today, earlier, where somebody asked me the question, how do I actually get buyers? How do I find buyers? Do I need a JV with them first? And a little tip that you might not know is that you can actually find properties that have just recently sold being leveraged by cash, and then you can download that list, all by LLCs as well, and skip trace that list to then get the contact information for those buyers, so that you can have buyers in your back pocket who are actively buying deals, so that you don't have to wait around to try and wholesale a deal that you just get locked up. You're past your contingency period. Maybe it's a faster sale that you need. All the more reason to have ready buyers ready to go who are going to renovate that property to take it off your hands. Because without those buyers, you don't have a wholesaling business. The other way, of course, is to network. Let's go to your local RIAs, start joining Facebook groups in your area, and there are a lot of Facebook admins of those groups who say, we don't like building buyers lists. Well, guess what? Here's a hack that you can actually implement right now. Even if you don't have a deal, take somebody else's deal. Take a deal like this one. Post it in one of those groups and say, is anybody buying? And as soon as they respond, let them know that deal is gone, but ask them if they're actively looking to buy more deals in that same area or other areas as well, so that you can get in touch with them and begin to build your buyers list. Chris, as soon as he was walking out of the seller appointment, called the buyer we ended up wholesaling this to, literally within a couple minutes, so that by the time we signed the docs and by the time we had the agreement signed, which was the speed of implementation, where we used the system to get those docs over quickly, the contract for the assignment of the purchase and sale agreement was signed, and we were off to the races. So 2 final thoughts. If you're ready to get started real estate investing using SMS text message marketing, go ahead and click the link in the description below, or go to the URL you see on the screen. And you can see that other case study where we made $220,000 with just 2 text messages. It's actually pretty insane. You can check out that video by clicking right here, where we're going to make that easy.